Oh, hey there, harness racing fans. Just out at Bankstown Harness Racing Club this morning, where the finishing touches continue to be applied ahead of Monday's big Trua Memorial race meeting. Yes, the Trua Memorial, a race that's been run and won by some of the champions of our sport over the past 40 years, will be contested on Monday afternoon. It's an 8-race card, including the Group 2 feature, which has attracted a hot field of nominations. Among them, Lyram Lake, which won the Group 3 JD Watts Memorial at Menangle on Saturday night.
Trying hard on the outside of runners there is Pocket of Terror. JOK's hammering home with 4:08, but this is off and gone. It's going to be an easy one at the end for Lyram Lake.
And it'll be joined by a horse that's sure to have plenty of admirers. I speak of the Brad Hewitt trained Send It, which of course was the winner of the inaugural TAB Regional Championships state final a fortnight ago. Now, Peak Hill held their Carnival of Cups meeting on Sunday, Dubbo stepping in as the host club this year, and it was Nathan Hurst and Jack Pay combining to win the Hando family and Rosewood stud pace.
He said, she said, Gabby's Ideal tried to raise an effort. Falcons can't win. It's Gabby's Sports Star. He said, she said, closing very, very quickly, missed. Gabby's Sports Star won it.
Barry Lou and John O'Shea made it a one-act affair in the Peak Hill Community Local Pace.
$1 Million Lil runs to a clear second. Wydot's also circling them. It's Great Presence that's going to do a job on them in the last, and Great Presence.
Well done to all involved, and of course to the Dubbo Club for playing host for this year's race meet. Now, given it's now June, that means the racing season is over for many of our clubs. One of those is Broken Hill, who've just announced their award winners for 2021. And congratulations to local trainer Don Pym and driver Cassie Robinson, who had a huge season and took out the leading trainer and driver awards. The vision you're seeing is of them combining to win back in April with Dribblerbill, which also took out Horse of the Year. Now, there was big news that came out of Harness Racing New South Wales head office this week, with the board signing off on an increase in prize money for Category A and B meeting races.
John, the guaranteed increase was for the 1st of January 2022 according to the strategic plan. So how did this increase come about?
Well, let's go back into history a little bit. Harness Racing New South Wales was the last to go out with the decreases when COVID hit, first to come back. But the commitment was from the board to always review what the wagering revenue would be going forward. It was an unknown. Ken Brown, in his delivery to the industry in the strategic plan, said the board would continue to look. And they have. So that's where we're coming from with these increases.
Okay. So where does that funding come from for the prize money uplift?
Well, wagering. Wagering revenue has been very strong. It's been extremely strong across all three codes, right across Australia. It has been coming in, but we've got to show caution in this respect that when would it stop? Well, it has slowed down. It's tapered back a little bit since the government support has been withdrawn, but still it's strong. We've forecasted out. We're looking at that we can fully afford these increases. We've got the money coming in through wagering revenue, and also we've got funds in reserve. So the board have decided to apply those funds now and give the industry an uplift.
Okay, so how does that base prize money compare to the other states?
To the other states, well, it's not really fair that we compare to the other states because we all have our different approach on these, but it's the leading state. Of course, New South Wales is the leading state. It is the highest, but we look at it differently in every respect. The subjectives are differently. We have a different operational plan, the number of personnel. It's all different across the states. And then, of course, we get down into the split of the prize money. In New South Wales, the winning owner gets the lowest amount. But in New South Wales, of course, we look at all our participants. We look at the owner who have the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, all the horses. All owners need to share in what it is. And of course, we're the only state that have rewarded the trainers by increasing their commission to 10%. So it is different, not right to compare, but we will do our job to make sure we deliver out to the industry. And of course also, we have other increases which will come through in the fullness of time.
I think that's going to be pretty welcomed by the industry participants. So I use the word surprise. Are there any more little surprises for New South Wales participants that we can expect?
Yeah, there will be. Of course there will be, because as we already know, the Breeders' Challenge, $150,000 for each of those four major finals. That's the highest in Australia for that type of racing. And there is only one state that has a $1 million race, and that's New South Wales with it's Miracle Mile. So it's all there. They're not surprises, but surprises, rewards, whichever way you want to put it. The board and management of Harness Racing New South Wales have two main purposes. They have a lot of purposes, but the two main purposes are prize money increases to the grassroots people and integrity within our sport here in New South Wales. And those endeavours will be pursued right through to the very end.
Okay, so it's great news all round.
I believe it's great news. Everybody that's called the office, and there have been plenty have called the office, those people out there that are, the owner, trainer, driver, breeder, they see that they can make a little bit bigger earn in New South Wales. Also, there's the 3-year strategy, which we have. It's guaranteed prize money increases. No other state has that either. But those guarantees, the next time there's a guarantee is the A category meetings, of which 60% of the meetings are A category. There'll be $8,800 rise guaranteed. 1 January 2023, that might seem a long way off. It'll be on our doorstep before we know it.
Now, before I go, my condolences on behalf of the entire harness racing community do go out to the family and loved ones of Judith Rutland, who sadly lost her battle with cancer during the week. Judith simply loved our sport and she made her mark too. She was the first woman to win a race in the Wagga region and certainly a trailblazer for the outstanding female participation and achievement we now boast in harness racing. She will be dearly missed. So that's it for another edition of The Sprint Lane. Wherever you are, stay warm. Please do remember to follow those COVID protocol guidelines. Be kind to each other. I'll catch you next week on The Sprint Lane.